you, and no misdeed will be forgotten. Some people know better than to put their personal lives on
We are now watching Turkey Tom.
While others don't really have a choice. Adam Dahlberg, also known as Skydoes Minecraft, and a dozen other aliases, relinquished his privacy through the things he allegedly did to his ex-girlfriends, his employees, and himself. But there are aspects of this case undercovered by YouTube commentary channels. Where did Sky go after the allegations came out? What are the bizarre videos on his channel that make him seem like he's on drugs? Today, Toastify and I are going to go deep into how far Skydoes Minecraft fell from grace. If it weren't for the catastrophic ending Sky's story got, he would probably be one of the most inspiring content creator origin stories. From being overweight and depressed in the 2000s to starting a channel dedicated to landscape, which, though not very successful,
I already know this guy's talking about.
People online who are creating gaming videos.
That's bad. Maybe not.
The same friends he never
Fuck's sake.
Skyfall not knowing said game was Minecraft, which would go on to be the rising tide that raised all ships, including his own channel. By February 2013, Skydoes Minecraft hit 1 million subs and was making over 15 grand a month, placing Sky in a position he was not at all prepared to be in. His immediate reaction was to stick to his guns and continue relying heavily on his friends for his content, collaborating with them very often to make these theatrical videos wherein they would have a story play out. Eventually, these collaborations crystallized into a group called Team Crafted, with whom Sky moved into a house so that they could all do IRL content with each other. To be honest, this is kind of a trailblazer idea, because content houses were all the rage just a little while after. At this point in time, Sky was a part of the YouTube elite. One of the biggest trademarks he left in his wake was the butter phenomenon, in which kids around that time who were also getting into Minecraft were miming one of the memes from his channel, which was to refer to the in-game gold as butter. It's kind of cringe to think about it now, but one of the best metrics of success is whether kids are annoyingly repeating your catchphrases to one another, and that was certainly a metric in which Sky excelled.
His success wasn't limited to the confines of the online world either, as he received some degree of mainstream recognition, eventually even participating in a Lady Gaga video. However, the success that Sky enjoyed was very short-lived, since as early as June 2013, his girlfriend at the time, Dawn, broke up with him just 4 months after their engagement. He eventually admitted he had to pay her $25,000 and a car to get her to stay the last few months for the purposes of making content. And speaking of content, things on that end were also pretty shaky, as the IRL content that Sky and Team Crafted expected to be putting out wasn't coming together whatsoever. The content very quickly was trailing off, and everyone was realizing this was unsustainable as a business model. Conflict very quickly came to a head when one member, Seto, was kicked out for basically being unwilling to show his face and participate fully in the IRL content. Another member, Ty, stood against this and was also excluded.
While the haze of the gaming YouTube golden age was a hard one to see through, it became clear that Sky was a much less amiable person than he appeared to be, and was willing to drop others without hesitation, despite them supposedly being friends. In March 2014, Sky left, citing no reason for his departure, which raised many eyebrows. This is where one of the major chess pieces that would eventually culminate in Sky's total undoing would enter the scene: Alessa. Growing increasingly friendless, Sky decided to reach out to his crush from school, obviously now being in a much more favorable position to impress her than he was during his school year. Alessa replied, informing her she had recently broken up with her boyfriend. And without missing a beat, Sky invited her over to the Team Crafted house, no less, which was now vacant, and the two started dating.
After attempting to become a variety channel as Minecraft's popularity dwindled and he lost interest in the game, he and Alessa had a child, Mason. Despite the catastrophic failure of Team Crafted, Sky still held his ambitions to build a diversified media company and decided to start Sky Media, which would end.
Throughout our relationship, you were always on your phone, always hiding messages, having separate texting apps and leading conversations. You tried to pressure me into letting you be poly with your friend, and degraded me when I told you it's not my thing and I'm not comfortable with that. You just like cheating. You like feeling better than everyone else, and you want people to do whatever you say. You not only cheated on me, but you did it several times before I even moved in with you. I found all the conversations, all the emails, everything that showed I was just a trophy to you, just an object on the shelf. There was a very radical shift in gears that made it very difficult for the people who pitied Adam for a situation and still saw Alessa as the villain of their story. Another of his alleged egregious acts was an offer he made of paying Elizabeth $100,000 so that she would give him their child, despite him no longer having that kind of money in hand for a long time. Concerning his financial situation, Elizabeth added that the aforementioned money that Adam was offered by corporations in actuality never completely materialized. You see, they must have been on some kind of payment plan for him to get paid as he did the work he was supposed to, but instead of producing the content, he just spent it on drugs, leaving Elizabeth to scramble for money to pay bills and keep referring to Elizabeth using the N-word, talking to this aforementioned other girl when he was still with Elizabeth, along with an image of the slashed mattress, forgetting his daughter's due date and demanding to see her when she was born, endlessly spamming Elizabeth with calls in the middle of the night, threatening his own life again to manipulate her, along with a few recordings of the voice messages he left her. I don't respect you. The fact that she has recordings of his voice honestly gives her account a lot more credence than if she only had text message receipts. But still, as I said, I'm documenting these as allegations and not attesting to their credibility. But if there are elements of her story that you think are dubious, there are two more that really solidify Elizabeth's claims. First off, on the very same day, a former collaborator of Sky's, the British YouTuber Gizzy Gaza, also posted about his experience with him, which is also very long, so I'll give it the same treatment I gave Elizabeth's and paraphrase it. He does note right at the beginning that he had no concrete evidence for his claims since most of it took place over Skype, and he couldn't manage to find anything archived. 2013, I've been kept just outside of arm's reach of Adam, so I was spared from much of what you may have heard from others. I've known Adam, also known as Sky Does Minecraft, also known as Net Nobody, since 2009, prior to the creation of the Sky Does Minecraft channel. I was there when Adam was trying to get his channel off the ground, and I coached him a lot throughout 2012, which is when the Sky Does Minecraft channel initially blew up. I met Sky when he contacted me, joking about a RuneScape video I had made. I can't say we were the closest of friends, but we communicated often all the way through 2012. Myself and Caveman Films even did a fundraiser live stream for him in 2011, link below, so he could buy a new PC, which he ultimately did, and that allowed him to start his Sky Does Minecraft career. I would be lying if I said I hadn't felt at least a little bit of guilt and feeling like I had ever helped Adam. Like this may have never happened. In the weeks leading up to his channel blowing up, he would often ask me to record with him as it was something we enjoyed. By this point, I had somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 subscribers. As time went on, he would ask to record with me a lot because he enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. I was a hard ass on him about his repeated requests in early July of 2012 because he began asking me to record a little too much. At the end of the day, part of my motivation for being a hard ass was to motivate him. By the time the middle of July had rolled around, he did just that, and we recorded Minecraft Tennis. I firmly believe Adam would have blown up without my assistance at this point, but Adam definitely blew up a lot following the release of this video. And I mean a lot. He went from tens of thousands of views per day to the high hundreds of thousands. I have archived Skype screenshots from 2012 that I looked at yesterday that showed just how excited Sky was. Sky saw nearly overnight success. Some of you may know, earned income on YouTube isn't paid until 30 to 60 days following the end of that month. So while Sky did see overnight success, he did not get any money for it for a few months. I firmly believe that July through August of 2012 were the absolute happiest I ever saw Adam. Within my PAX 2012 Day 1 video, link below, you can see an entirely different looking Adam, who looked so full of life and so ready to just take on the world. He had found success, but money had not yet corrupted him. My memory after PAX 2012 is hazy, but I do remember the first time our friendship became strained was when he organized and did not invite me. It doesn't really do anything to clear up what way exactly he isn't the monster he's been painted to be. A couple of months after this statement was posted to Twitter, he posted a video to his channel called Where Have You Been?, wherein he vaguely reiterates some of his statement while wearing religious symbols, and then tells people to join a Telegram to stay updated. A little while after, he posted another update to his YouTube where he appeared with his new wife and announced that he was now the COO of Storyfire. If you don't know what Storyfire is, it's basically this YouTube and Twitch alternative platform that was launched a few years ago. It never really went anywhere. And by the way, it was created by Mick Juggernuggets.
You're not touching this. You're not. Get away. What is that? James on me.
While Adam doesn't seem psychotic, something still feels off about the things Sky is saying and his presentation. It's almost as if he's holding on to some phantom of himself of early 2010s Minecraft YouTube humor, but in a very decrepit form. Throughout the video, or this channel and all in the past few months,
Next video.
you likely heard the name Camden Gerard Davis. It's the case that sparked all of the recent backlash against Mama Max, with his coverage, or lack thereof, doing little other than spurring confusion for the accused. Camden went by several aliases, including Cade, Quinn, Kincaid, Geomara, and Godric. His alleged cult was similar, with names like the Guild of Divinity, the Demons, and Eon Syndicate. If we're to take Max at his word, Camden stands accused of kidnapping, assault, and attempted human trafficking.
The man had recruited hundreds of young children, subjecting them to sending CP, kidnapping, assault, and attempted trafficking. Almost 7 years later, Spencer and the other survivors shared their stories. This video serves as their scream for action against their perpetrator.
My name is Spencer, and I am a survivor of Camden Gerard Davis, the leader of a destructive cult that has victimized hundreds of minors. This video is
Apparently, Max directed the public to a 5-hour-long podcast where no evidence is actually presented. When this failed to garner attention, he then began pressuring other creators to cover the story while refusing to show anything unless they signed non-disclosure agreements. Naturally, most refused, and those that did weren't given enough context to make sense of it. This led to another video, disguised as a call-out against Critical and later Sniper Wolf. There are a handful of screenshots here, but they flash on screen as part of some edgelord montage. He seemed far more interested in role-playing as a Hotline Miami character and threatening creators than actually explaining the story.
Camden Gerard Davis. Leviathans are coming for you.
I could literally cancel you, Charlie. I could literally cancel you, and I choose not to. I'm the friggin' pedo hunter.
Max's bizarre behavior and inability to take criticism shattered his predator hunter persona. The sheer incompetence on display led his entire for flat out not believing there was any credibility to her and the other victims' stories.
Max Striker's evidence provides without a shadow of a doubt that this might just be a video of a black man roaring like a wolf with fake vampire teeth in his mouth.
Why are you putting it all on me?
Because it's your case!
This video is not about Max. I already covered the fallout and his entire career in my last video. Now, several people from his top secret evidence server have begun to leak info to the public. Many of the accusers have cut ties with Max and are putting together a legal case independently. I was able to obtain all of the evidence that leaked from the server. This video is an attempt to re-examine the story he failed to tell in full, in a chronological timeline with locations, dates, and even police reports. This is the case against Camden Gerard Davis. The story, as Spencer tells it, starts in Wiley, Texas. In the summer of 2015, Spencer met a girl named Carrie Sutton while attending summer school. The two bonded over My Chemical Romance. It was a decent friendship, recalling they tattooed each other about her troubled home life. It was after a particularly nasty fight with her family that he convinced her to run away from home. They confiscated her belongings, except for an iPod she kept hidden away. He claimed they were going to have her arrested, and that she was only safe with him. It was on a Friday morning that she ran away, heading to East Wiley to catch an Uber to Dallas, Texas. By that night, she was out of the state, convincing the mega bus to let her in. That took her to Little Rock, Arkansas, where she claims to have been sexually assaulted.
I convinced one of the guys at the mega bus to let me on, and I was out of state that night. I made it to Little Rock, Arkansas, was actually assaulted out there. From Dallas, I stopped in Little Rock, Arkansas. There was no ticket bought for me for that. I just convinced my way onto it. But this guy told me that he would get me my ticket to Georgia, and he took me to his cousin's place where he sexually assaulted me.
Spencer's testimony. Spencer is indoctrinated into the cult, likening it to an MLM pyramid scheme. He even tried to as Spencer says, the leaders of their own little packs, instructing them to seek out younger people to lure in. This admittance is quite controversial, as some argue it's self-incriminating.
What was the operation like? Did he tell you all, like, go to these places?
So my particular recruitment style that he also encouraged others to do it this way too, was to go on Whisper and post about, oh hey, if you want to join a family dynamic and be a part of a pack, hit me up on Kick, you know, or like DM me and then we'd give them the kick. There was one time he did have me lure a girl like physically. We got an Uber and went and picked this girl up from like 30 minutes away from us, and she was like 13 or 14. He kept trying to convince me to convince her to have sex with him. There was a point where
Anyway, that's it of that, and that's what we've been watching.
had me on Whisper trying to look for other teenagers that wanted to run away from home, and we found a girl